Your secrets, if you really look at yourself, you would be speechless. What happened to being doctors and teachers? What happened to being your brother's keeper? Nowadays, kids more worried.
Fucking nutter. We trapped together, then that's my motherfucking brother. I pay her bills and buy designer, but I don't love her. She just play a part when it's time to smuggle. I pull up, pick up that bag and burn rubber. I got a sweet tooth, but I stay away from suckers. Nobu and Malibu was my last supper. I fucked her in rush hour traffic, Chris Tucker. Everybody screaming, gang, gang, gang. The folks come and get you, you gon' tell on the whole gang. She said, can she fuck me with my diamond chain? If I ain't in the bank, then I'm on the plane. About to go get some money or go spend some money. They stopped me in the airport, had too many binges on me. They don't want you to live, they don't want you to ball. The pussy spot in your face, yeah, then they pray for you to fall.
What is poppin'? Before the video starts, I just want to let you all know that I give readings, just like the ones that you see every Monday on my channel. I give on point Orisha Tarot card readings for singles and also for couples. I also do natal chart consultations. My Everything is Everything reading is by far my bestseller. If you want to check out any of these services, please visit my website at www.bandclaptv.com. And also, when you go to that website and you scroll down, you will see a link to go to my shadow work class. In this time that we're in right now, shadow work is very, very important. Getting to know yourself, your inner child, really, really knowing who you are. All of these things are extremely important. And I have a very, very informative self-paced course. Shout out to Spiritual Ascension University and Melanie the Spirit Doula for allowing me to be able to give you all this very, very priceless course, if I do say so myself. So again, if you want to check these things out, go to my website, www.bandclaptv.com. All right. Yo, what is poppin'? YouTube and Patreon fam. It's the top of the week, so you already know what time it is. It's your boy, Mr.BandClap, at it again with another on point Orisha Tarot forecast spread. And this is going to be for the week of Monday, the 22nd of November, till Sunday, the 28th of November of 2021. What is good, y'all? Another really, really dope live stream last night. I was really, really in the spirit, as you can clearly tell. I pulled a page out of Dolo's book. Had to engage in the spliffy activities, as well as a little Casamigo to get in touch with the frequency of the deities that I was talking about. So, you know, when I went back to listen to the live stream, and it's funny because, you know, I was tipsy, I was a little high, and it's crazy how when I went back and listened to my live stream that I did, how the information was so on point. The information, even though, you know, since I was in channel mode, I was using a lot of I was using a lot of uhs. It was a lot of time I was losing my train of thought. But when I got myself back together, the information was just phenomenal. And the crazy part about it is when I went back and listened to it, it really showed me how on the surface it was. Even though it was still a 5-hour lecture, and you know, it was packed with a lot of information. You know, when talking about these entities and these spirits and all of this stuff, it was still extremely surface level, you know. And like I always say, when it comes to any of these spiritual systems and stuff like that. A lot of things regarding the spiritual system, as far as the way we used to practice things on earth on a cultural standpoint, a lot of those secrets are locked behind the religion, so if you will want to get initiated in that religion so you can learn some of those cultures and customs and stuff like that, that's cool on an earthly level. But the main thing that I always like to talk about is we need to get to the point where we're a lot more unafraid to just go to the source. Instead of going through the middleman, you just going to the source. And us being on this earth as solar beings, we already have a middleman that is built in us, and that is, it's called our inner child. It's called our solar essence, the Amun-Ra, the hidden sun that a lot of us have forgot about, because instead of looking within, we're so used to looking outwardly, and the sun that you see on the outside is nothing but a illusionary sun, and the true essence of that sun, it comes from your soul that's inside of you. So that's the reason why this is so important, getting to know your inner child. I can't stress it enough, because your inner child is going to be the pure and righteous being, the pure and righteous essence that can connect to your higher self. So you too can tap into the Zarbanda frequency, So this is Thanksgiving week. So shout out to everybody, who's still alive, who made it through Scorpio season. I know some of us, we got some painful memories that happened during Scorpio season. I lost an auntie. I just got the news today that my cousin, who was married to a pastor, she just lost her husband, and they just had another child. So, a lot of us didn't come out of this Scorpio season unscathed. And in a way, that's how it's supposed to be, because everything about Scorpio season was about exposing everything that needs to change and changing those things, or else. Because in this time that we're in right now, the gods, the human, the solar beings that represent the creator gods of old, it's time for us to assemble, like the stage hands when it's time to take the stage down. It's time for the stage hands and the forklift operators and it's time for the crew to get together so we can tear this stage down, so we can rebuild a new and better stage. But how are you going to be able to do that when the diagrams of old have been hidden from you? Or have they been hidden from you? That's why going within, accessing the Akashic records, taking the, using the essence of our fallen stars if needed, just as a reminder, as a confirmation, as a reminder of the abilities that you already have inside of you, to reach these frequencies and these Akashic records and stuff like that. And that's why I always talk about Aaliyah. I always talk about how Aaliyah sacrificed herself to be a conduit for us, so we can easily tap into the Akashic records and learn about our essence. The whole video that I was doing, it might have seemed like last night I was beating up on the women, but at the end of the day, if we want to go with this narrative about how the mother represents the medium, and how women, the womb man, was the first version of man that was on this particular planet. And also, you got the people in the conscious community who talk about the black woman is God. You know, now I understand that it is a farce to say that any version of man, all on its own, represents source. Even though the melanated womb man represents the greatest receiver, and the greatest portal that can bring about creations, depending on the frequency that she's intaking, the frequency that she's absorbing. You know, that's why a woman's vagina goes inward, because she absorbs frequencies, you know. So when man understands his woman, there's nothing that they won't be able to come back from. You know, there's nothing that they will be able to be in the dark about with each other. And as a man, understanding your woman, you know, understanding the melanated woman, you understand nature. And when you understand nature, you understand how this earth was intended to be used, you know. So this is why I talk about it's very important for us men to band together so we can change this grid. Because when we change the grid and we get back to that space to where we're tapped back in to the Zarbanda frequency again, the womb men, the women, they're going to be the first beings to absorb that frequency. And you're going to start to see the women move different. You know, you're going to start to see women move different once the men band together and change what the God frequency represents, because that's what we were always programmed to do. It's just that we forgot about that as men, you know. So when that Zarbanda got covered up by these mechanical Oshumare type of beings, our women was the first ones to go. So this is the reason why last night's live stream was so important. As you always know, the whole 5-hour stream is on my Patreon, www.patreon.com/BandClapTV. And I may end up dropping a snippet from that on my YouTube channel. So definitely make sure y'all can check that out. And let's get to this reading, shall we? A lot of crazy stuff has been going on. Y'all can look back at my On Point Orisha Tarot for last week, and you can look at Tuesday. And on Tuesday, you had the Legba reversed, you know, Legba reversed. You had the Dolphin card reversed, you know, and this isn't the first time that my readings have predicted deaths of celebrities and things like that before it happened. This isn't the first time that my readings were able to predict life events around the world, either before or the reason why it happened. You know, I just don't come out and make a big deal about it, because at the end of the day, my messages are deeper than that. You know, it's deeper than that, and I don't want to stoop down to that level. You know, because I was about to, clip one of my video and be like, yo, I predicted it, but nah, I'm straight. I'm not gonna do that, because at the end of the day, for those that watched it, y'all got the information. That's how I feel about anything that I post on YouTube, and I take it down because the information is real deep. So if you was able to watch it when it was live, you were in for a treat. And for everybody else, www www.patreon.com/BandClapTV. All right. So, as you know, this right here is the overall, energies that you need to look out for, things that we may be experiencing this Thanksgiving week. These are by day, Monday through Sunday. Like I always say, you all may not witness or experience these things on the particular day. It's just something for you to be cognizant about during this week. So let's see what this is about. I don't know why my camera is so blurry. All right. So yeah. So this is the 8 of water reversed, and it makes a lot of sense. We are at the end of Scorpio season, but that doesn't, just because we're at the end of Scorpio season, that doesn't necessarily mean that that a lot of us still aren't going to be going through some Scorpio type of things at the beginning of this Sagittarius season. So right now, reflecting over all the ships that has crashed, all the different type of ships, relationships, partnerships, dictatorships, all these different ships, that crashed and burned, no matter what type of way that it crashed and burned, and in order for us to move forward in this Sagittarius season, which is pretty much you taking accountability of these things and using these things right here for wisdom, so you can be a divine new being in your transformation. So let's see what else we got. All right. All right. Okay. So when I see this female SU card, and I see that this is at the bottom, when I see this is interchangeable in this type of spread, because as a man, the relationships, the ships, the different ships that failed, maybe it was because a hasty decision, overly frivolous and foolish decision to mess with a version of the Pambagira female SU who don't know herself, and you mess with this type of woman, or you've been in some people, places, things, and situations that represent this type of energy. Remember what I said that divine femininity represents, receiving, So as a man, there was a hasty decision that was made because of some information that was received, and this information was either from this type of woman, or the information itself was very, very fishy. It was very not on the up and up, and because of this foolish decision, you paid dearly for it as far as your mental sanity. This is a psychological disorder. This is a mental disorder that was brought on by yourself. Because you didn't have a high fraternal spiritual sense. So your spirit of service was taken for granted, was taken advantage of, and now you ended up in this Eight of Water situation, you know, upright. As a woman, when we look at this, you know, some things that you may be reflecting on, you know, this is going to be representing of you not knowing who you are, so you end up making overly hasty and foolish decisions with your sexual energy. You know, being a whore that don't even get nothing out the deal at all. And this has made you a psychological disorder. You know, this doesn't always have to be about sex. You know, this may be an opportunity. You know, you might have met somebody and they was promising you weddings, parties, celebrations. This may have been an opportunity that was supposed to have been successful and all of that. And then because of you making a foolish decision, not tapping into spirit first, you went through now you got a psychological disorder, and you're reflecting on that. You know, I'm literally going through this right now with my one of my Instagram accounts. It just got hacked because I was trying to help somebody out that was one of my friends on Instagram. You know, now I understand that hackers would hack somebody else's Instagram, and then they would use that and hack people in their friends list. You know, so I'm not even blaming her, because this particular person, that probably wasn't even them in their account. But because of this, now my account, I can't even get in my account anymore. You know, now due to my resourcefulness, I got a team on it. I got a team that's on this, and you know, hopefully by tomorrow everything will be sorted out. But this is something that just happened to me a couple hours ago, and now I'm reflecting over this. You know, now in my situation, you know, this was like a throwaway account. You know, well, not really a throwaway account. It was my old account that I had when I was selling jewelry. You know, it wasn't my main BandClap TV account, but this lesson put me on alert, because what if it was my BandClap TV account? You know, how would I feel if something like that happened? Will I be willing to just let it go and just be like, man, fuck it, it is what it is? Or am I so wrapped up in this illusionary Instagram app that if my account gets taken away or something like that, am I gonna, you know, be in a Eight of Water upright? You know, having a very, very messed up mentality when looking at the reality of life. You know, over excessive ambitions, all of that type of stuff, all because my social media, something that, you know, we really don't supposed to be on nowhere. You know, our social media got hacked. You know, now, you know, that's what happened to me as a baby SU. You know, some of you all, you know, this might have represented a death that didn't have to happen. It was a foolish decision that this death happened in. You know, and even though you didn't get killed, the death that happened, it gives you a mental disorder, because it's like, damn, like I know that this didn't have to happen the way it did if certain people use common sense, you know, and this is what you're reflecting over, you know. So definitely keep this in mind. In this Sagittarius season, the beginning, the Scorpio shenanigans is not over yet. Even though we're in Sagittarius season, the Scorpio shenanigans are not over yet. You know? So let's see what Monday has for us. All right, we still fighting the beast. 7 of fire. All right, so we got the 5 of water. We're fighting the beast at the expense of our creative fulfillment, you know. And this is because you've lost your inner value, you know. You've lost your inner value. So a lot of us, this is one of the things that we're going to be reflecting over and looking over. We're going to be looking over how, because of our own selfish, egotistic, materialist attitudes, we went through some unfavorable legal processes and physical conditions because of this. And the reason why is because creatively we kept putting ourselves in hot water type of positions, because that's what was necessary in order to be successful with this beast. You know, see this 7 of fire in this spread. This is the illusion. This is the illusion. A lot of these entities, I'm gonna just say entities that you're seeing on social media, that you're seeing in media and entertainment, all of the different things that I talked about in that last live stream. They're gonna, a lot of them come off with this type of energy, like they're fighting the beast, you know, and they got this illusion up, you know, that they're fighting this beast and all of this. But if you got the mind and the spirit of a baby SU, if you look closely, you can see that, you know, if this was a real fight, this guy would be outmatched. He would be outmatched because he's naked. You know, he don't got no real armor on, and he don't even got nothing on his shield. And this dragon is hitting this shield with all this fire. And what happens when that shield get too hot and he got to take the shield off? Now what? So this should show you that, you know, this is for show. This is for show. You know, a lot of these people right here that you feel like are fighting the beast, they're really working with the beast. You know, they're just putting this illusion on that they're fighting the beast just to keep the peace. You know, but in this Sagittarius season, the tricks that these powers that be, Jupiter, have been playing is coming to the light. Sun, Leo, is coming to the light. You know, because when the sun really goes down and it's a real shit and you looking for a ride or die, this person is gonna be nowhere around. You know, and there's a lot of events in the media that's shown this. You know, there were certain melanated people that unjustly died, and we were looking for the Black Lives Matter to protest about it. You know, we were looking for the LGBT community to protest about it. We've been looking at some of these organizations that claim to be on our side to protest about it, and they were silent. You know, they were silent, and they left us in hot water. They left us in hot water, and feeling like this. You know, low self-esteem, low sense of inner riches, you know, inner value, you know. And so this is what we're reflecting over. We're reflecting over how many times we were in a partnership and your partner acted like they was fighting with you. They was fighting the beast with you. But then when things got a little too crazy, they jumped ship and threw you in the water. You know? And then you had to go within and find yourself again after all of that, you know? So this is one thing that a lot of us are going to be reflecting over right now, because when these people, places, things, and situations did this to you, it left you in a less comfortable position that demands resources not as practical or evolved as an exchange, you know? So if this is you, you know, what you need to be reflecting over is your bravery and your dexterity and your courage in facing trouble. You know, you need to be reflecting over how you had some quick thinking and skills in action. Reflecting over how clever in your business and commercial matters that you need to be. How you will partake preventative and defensive measures against competition and rivalry in your field, even if it's just you fighting by yourself. You know, you're reflecting so you know next time when it's time to fight this beast and you got other people with you, you still got your full armor on as if you're here by yourself, because you don't want to be in this again. You know, and then you got to start from the bottom and pick yourself all the way back up again. You know, so be careful not to gamble with opportunities this time. You know, this time around in this new world, in this new beginning, don't gamble with opportunities and make foolish decisions this time. You know, one thing I'm learning about this Zarbanda is defense is the best offense. You know, because as long as you got a good defense, your innocence can stay preserved. And as long as your innocence is preserved, you got access to great and powerful magic. And the magic is supposed to be your offense. You know, us as melanated beings, we were always proficient at spiritual combat. You know, we've perfected this for many eons. You know, and it hurts me when I see my people still in this physical world talking about I'm strapped and I got the Draco, I got this, I got that, you know, and they're still on the lowest level of protection. You know, when you got a freaking story about not only what happened on Black Wall Street, but when you start to uncover why a lot of these neighborhoods turned into hoods, you know, there was different types of warfare that was going on, and it just snuck under our noses. And we didn't realize what was going on until it was too late. You know, this is the type of power as melanated beings that we all have. Being able to stop an issue on the spirit realm before it even comes to Earth to harm it. You know, I was talking about this when I was talking about the early pre-dynastic goddesses that still upheld the Lilith principle. The Lilith principle was you had the ability to create and also to destroy. AKA when your mama say, I brought you in this world and I can take you back out. You know, women, they still use certain Lilith principle terms. They just don't believe it. You know, they just don't. You know, we're just in a world to where things in time happen so slow. So it's hard for us to move on because time moves so slow. And there's always things that can remind you of what you was, and you know, it's just a lot of craziness that happened. The reason why this world is the way it is with us. So, like I was saying, our women at one time had the ability to have sex with a guy and tell their body, yo, I'm not going to get pregnant. And you don't get pregnant. You know, we need to go back to that, because right now, in this time that we're in, if you know that you represent a deity that doesn't supposed to have children, you don't need to be bringing no children into the world unless you have a strong, stable family structure to raise them in. Very important, because we need more warriors that's going to fight the beast. We don't need more warriors that's going to fight each other. We already got enough of that. And as you can see, little by little, these warriors that made fame and fortune off of killing each other, and not fame and fortune off of killing the beast, you know, they're getting deleted. They're getting deleted, you know. So keep this in mind. Let's see what Tuesday has for us. All right. So this is victory through transcendence. This is victory because of spiritual work. And this is you using your faith. Not just you using your faith, you knowing who you are inside and out. You knowing your tools. You know, the man. This is you knowing all the tools that you need to survive, all the tools that you need to thrive, and using this, you know, this spiritual victory right here, you know, 6, which is self-improvement, analyzing, logic, knowing how to properly guide your innocence, to do magic and all of that. In this Sagittarius season, your fighting spirit is what's gonna empower you. Jupiter, you know, fighting spirit, passionate spirit, Mars. That's what's gonna give you power, Jupiter, and it's gonna make you look like a wise SU, Sagittarius. You know, so this is how willpower is created. Remember in my video when I talked about the definition of what willpower is, because willpower is what we used to use to create before, physically using our hands and all that other stuff that came later on, you know. So you going back to this, using your willpower and your spiritual, you knowing yourself spiritually, so you're using your willpower to make things manifest. This is what's going to set you apart. This is what's going to set you apart from everybody else that's in this troubled waters. You know, this is what's going to set you apart from everybody else that's in the troubled waters. You know, and this is what's going to give you a victory through transcendence. A victory through transcendence. You know, even though this happened to my Instagram account today, I know myself. I know who I am. You know, spiritually, I'm still on fire because I know it's going to be worked out. You know, I know that I'm going to get my stuff back. So it's a victory through transcendence, because I could be, you know, around here sullying and pissed off because of my Instagram, to the point where, you know, I don't even want to do no OPOT because I'm that pissed off. You know, so definitely keep that in mind. That's just a little example of what's going on with me, but I know a lot of us, you know, we're going to be going, you know, you may go through some things even crazier, but at the end of the day, as long as you're able to stay peaceful in your emotions and use your spirit, your self-improved spirit and wisdom and you know, logic to get you out of this troubled water into this, you know, because at the end of the day, it's only temporary. It's only temporary. And this is what's going to make you look like a god or a goddess on earth right now. The fact that everybody else is talking about death and real mad and all this stuff, and then you come in and you got this crown on your head because you've transcended these emotional waters, you know. So that's the type of attitude that we need to have, and this is something that everybody's going to be able to see. You know, the village will know the outcome of the battle, you know. So definitely keep that in mind. Keep your creativity up. keep your faith up, keep your spiritual fire burning hot, burning hot like the flame on Charizard, like the flame on Charizard, you shouldn't be scared of the beast, because everything that the beast is made of is inside of you too. So even if you're in a position like this, even if because of a egocentric attitude, you was left in a hot water position to fight the beast alone, and this is all you got. If you are confident and spiritually efficient within yourself, you're confident in yourself and who you are, you understand your spiritual gifts, your power, your talent, your wisdom, and emotionally you are transcending what is programmed for you to do, you will be an anomaly, and you will still be successful in defeating this beast. Even though it may look like the odds are against you. You may look outmatched. This is someone who is fighting the beast, but he is outmatched. But it's his victory through transcendence emotions. It's because of his spiritual wisdom and power, his spiritual wisdom and his strength, him knowing who he is and the limitations of who he is. In this case, this guy might know something that we don't. So when you see people going through stuff and it looks like they're unmatched, observe and see how they defeat the beast. Because out of the mouth of babes come wisdom. You're never supposed to judge. You're never supposed to judge, because you don't know where your next motivation is going to come from. Very important. So let's see what Wednesday has for us. So Mayat, shout out to the beautiful Mayat right here. All right. So we got the couple reverse. We got the undies and mermaids reversed. So disloyalty. So a lot of things that you're going to see in the media, because that's what this card represents, undies and mermaids. It can represent the media, and it can also represent the reason why there's a disloyalty, because the two of air reversed, this is disloyalty. And this is the reason why a lot of us are breaking up. This is divorce court. Remember what I said, Scorpio season is the judgment, the sentencing. And then, now you're in this new situation, this new place, whether it's a jail cell or you went back home and you're making plans to move out because the block is too hot. So now you're going on a new journey, carrying the wisdom with you, if that's your case, or you're in jail, So that's what this Sagittarius season is about, walking in your transformation. So a lot of couples during Scorpio season was really going through it. And now, these couples may finally break up because either something came out or they just can't take this no more. They can't have this on their mind and still feel like everything is cool. Disloyalty, weakness of purpose. And the reason why is because y'all were unequally yoked from the beginning. You were a child of Yemoya and you got with an Ogun. And you wonder why you were in an abusive relationship. And that's just a loose example. But a Undi and Mermaid is a child of Yemoya. a child of Yemoyah that is breaking up from a marriage. And Yemoyah, she can take a lot of pain. She can take a lot of pain because Yemoyah, in her heyday, she used to be a warrior queen, just like Santissima Muerte. So they share that same sentiment, and this is the reason why a lot about Yemoyah is found within Santissima Muerte. So when looking at the story of Yemoyah, you understand what I mean when I say that Yemoyah, she can take a lot of pain and still be in that relationship to make it work. But enough is enough for everybody. Everybody got a breaking point. Everybody got a breaking point, especially when the fact that you're breaking up is something like this. So that's why you got to be careful how you treat people, because you don't know when people feel like that they've been done wrong like this disloyalty, and they feel weakness, they don't got nothing to lose. This represents one of the 7 tranquil spirits that I talked about. This represents one of the 7 tranquil spirits, a daughter of Yemoyah that got hurt in a breakup, and now your spirit has become intranquil, and this is something that you're looking over, reflecting over. So this won't happen again. All right. So that's what this is about. Making sure that everything about this card is on the up and up. When you're about to start a partnership with somebody, make sure Gemini. Let me zoom in. Gemini. Make sure that y'all have the same mindset. When you're trying to partner up with somebody, whether it's a business or a romantic partnership, make sure that it's based on something of a like mind. Make sure y'all are both like-minded. And if you're like-minded, Mercury, you're going to be able to communicate anything. You're going to be able to, if both of y'all understand the assignment, y'all both got the same mindset. So it ain't nothing to be able to communicate with each other. Communication is very important in relationships. Now, the partnership part about it, that has to be, it has to have a Venus component to it, because the Venus component is the glue that brings it all together. Now, I like to explain this by, your inner child, she knows her inner child, and that's the link that y'all have. Because if she hurts you, if she tries to hurt you, her inner child is gonna hurt her really bad. And this is the type of pain that none of us like to feel. That's that pain that we do not like to feel. That's the only type of pain that that you can't just smoke a blunt. You can't just smoke a blunt and drink and get rid of that pain. So that's a really good anchor for your inner child and her inner child to be equally linked together, like a Game Boy Advanced link cable. And once that type of bond is once you have a type of bond like that, it's hard to break those type of bonds. Because a lot of things about y'all will never be the same if that bond is broken, and you wouldn't want to break that bond. You wouldn't want to break the bond. All right. So let's see what Thursday has for us. So this is under Legba. So we got the Ace of Earth reversed. We got the 5 of Earth reversed. Oh no, that's upright. We got the 2 of Fire reversed. So this is another thing that we're going to be reflecting over. how this situation, after this situation ended, it left you spiritually weak. You know, it left you spiritually weak, which when your spirit is strong, doors open up. When your spirit is weak, doors open up. So since your spirit is weak, a door opened up for this to happen. You know? So when you're spiritually weak and you make foolish decisions, you know, and you're being disloyal, because you're making a foolish decision. You're making a foolish decision because of an egocentric attitude, and you got faith that this scheme is going to work, even though it's disloyal. All this is going to lead to spiritual weakness and you opening up doors for you to fall. You know, you thought you was the GOAT. You thought you got away with it, but now you failed. You know, this is the fallen GOAT. You know? And then you got the Ace of Earth reversed, which means that all of this happened because of your stubbornness and obstinacy, characteristics that will drive you to confusion and blindness. So before all of this has to happen, you're reflecting over it. You need to reconsider the situation. Don't let yourself get carried away by passion, greed, and lack of altruism. Very important, you know. And this is something, again, that we're going to be looking over. A lot of us, you know, had situations like that when we didn't know who we were. You know, a lot of us have situations where either we've seen this being done or we might have done this to people. And Mayat is the justice. And this is the reason why when you do this to a soul family member, you know, I know so many people, even me, got readings and stuff like that, and the reader like, yo, you know, this person tried to do this or whatever, and I'm like, huh, for real? I didn't know. And she like, damn, like, you know, I guess you were protected from it even getting to your aura, from it even getting to you. You know, so you should be thankful for your spirit team that was able to do that for you. And I say, yeah, you know, you're definitely right. And I do thank my spirit team. You know, for like my dad say, for danger seen and unseen. You know, that's what we have to do every day. You know, every day that we wake up and we're still in this world, this earth, we gotta thank our higher selves for bringing us through danger seen and unseen. And this is what's going to always make you spiritually strong, even though sometimes we got to go through this. But as long as we got that thankfulness and that spiritual strength, you know, we're going to come out of it and we're going to gain a new position in life, which is going to lead to this, you know. And this is talking about all projects undertaken at a financial or material level will be successful, profitable, and beneficial. You know, this talks about undertakings producing profit, conquering everything in the way. You know, this is how this can be used in a good way. But you got to be able to change your perception. You got to be able to change your spirit when it comes to this. You know, never have a desperation mindset. Never have a emotional over ambition when it comes to the reality of life, you know, type of emotions, because that's going to lead you to hot water, putting yourself in hot water, you know. You know, and making sure that on the inside, that you stay feeling rich on the inside, so you won't have to go through this, you know, stubbornness, obstinacy, stuff that leads you to lose it all and lose your stability, you know, because your stability is your foundation. Once this is taken up from under you, you start to fall, you know. And when you fall all the way down to the bottom of the tree of life, and you hit that Malkuth, and you got that Lilith type of mindset, you'll do anything, and I mean anything, to get to the top. All right, so let's see what Friday has for us. Yep, so we got the devil. Let's see. All right, so we got the Six of Earth. All right, so so this is a very interesting very interesting spread right here for Friday, you know, and this is very simple. You know, this goes back to this being thankful and grateful, because we're in Thanksgiving. You know, this is Thanksgiving, so this is you being thankful. So let me read it over. If you Taurus is in the second house, so this is self-worth, self-value. You know, if you're, as long as you got a self-worth, as long as you got a positive self-worth, you know, you got a positive self-worth, your values and all of that stuff, you got a very positive spiritual values and stuff like that, and your spiritual values come from the wisdom that you've received because you was looking over all of this, you know, all the things that fail, you know, and this is what's going to empower you. This is what's going to empower you to go forth and be great in your transformation, you know, and this is where you become the Ace of Earth. You know, this is Job getting everything back that he lost, you know, and I want to pull another card with this Obatala. Let me see. All right, so this is very important right here. So we got Obatala, we got the message from water, and we got the Babalau Orisha. Okay, so this represents the inner soul. You know, this is the God in you. You know, the reason why you're able to stay spiritually, the reason why you're able to stay spiritually happy and positive, spiritually high vibrating, enlightened during this time, is because you're empowered by your wisdom. You know, you're empowered by your wisdom. You're empowered by the wisdom of your inner child, of your inner, the God in you. This is you exalting your inner child. And when you exalt your inner child, you become the Babalau Orisha. You know, you become the magician, the Babalau Orisha, and with this power, you're able to defeat your opponents in situations with or without help from others. You know, this gives you a power to be able to create your own destiny. And so if you're a solar being right now, and this is what you've realized for yourself, and you've gained some wealth, you're gaining a harvest during this Thanksgiving. This is you understanding that the only reason why you won is because you received from the powerful one who offers support and equality. You exalting your inner child. You exalting your inner child is also you listening to your higher self. You know, you exalted your inner child, so now your inner child is connecting to your higher self, and your higher self, due to you doing this, is giving you a victory, which leads to this harvest. You know, but the devil is right here. The devil is right here. You know, So the devil, this is the dark magic that's the illusionary dark magic that has been placed over you, so you can't see this. There's a dark devil magic that's going on right now. And there's a lot of different things. We've talked about it, medical things. There's a lot of spiritual things, physical, mental, psychological things that this devil is doing to keep you from tapping in to the God in you. The God in you that can do anything but fail. The God in you that can make you a magician, a El Cristo Negro, and you can do anything but fail. And this devil doesn't want you to what's the word? This devil doesn't want you to acknowledge that it was your higher self, that it was your inner child in you that did this. The devil wants you to depend on the government. You giving your power away. And now you're blaming your failures on that. So now this makes you feel hopeless. This makes you feel hopeless and helpless. And this is what makes you stubborn. This is what makes you stubborn and jealous and envious over what other people got. Not understanding, Capricorn, the processes, not understanding the processes that other person had to do in order to get what they got, and not understanding the high self-esteem and the high self-worth that person had to constantly have through it all in order for them to achieve this wealth. So the devil is always busy. The devil is always busy, and the devil is always looking for an opening. Always looking for a opening to get you. Now, the devil can't hurt you. The devil can't necessarily hurt you. The devil can't do anything that you don't allow it to do. So if you don't get this devil access to your emotions, the devil can't hurt you. If you don't get this devil access to your mind, the devil can't scramble up your mind and make you mental disorder. If you don't give the devil access to your emotions, then he'll never be able to put you in these hot water, emotional turmoil situations. It's simple as that. So you need to be tapped into your power so you can understand who the devil is. Because the devil is going to come in all different shapes, sizes, forms, fashions, just like the devil came to me today. But I'm not tripping, because at the end of the day, I understand that that Instagram is part of the illusion. And, I can just create another Instagram if all else fails, So that's the type of mentality that we got to have with everything. And that's the only way. The only entity that is the only entity, the two entities, and I forgot who I heard this from. There's two entities that the devil do not like to be around. The devil don't like to be around an innocent child, because an innocent child will never take anything that the devil is doing seriously. And the devil, he don't like when you laugh at him. The devil don't like when you laugh at him. And also, the devil don't like SU, because SU can also represent someone who's genuinely crazy. Like SU can represent someone who is genuinely crazy, like the Joker. But SU can be genuinely crazy without a backstory. That's the scary part. The devil is scared of SU. The devil energy is scared of SU. Because SU can literally mirror the devil better than the devil can play himself. You know, so you don't want to mess with a solar being that knows himself or knows herself. You know, that's very detrimental to the devil, because just like how Eshu, he only likes to play tricks on the villagers, just like the devil, he only likes to play tricks on people who fear him. You know, he likes to play tricks on people who fear the devil, people who have a monotheistic type of mind and feel like that there's a such thing as a devil that can hurt them and harm them. And then the devil will do black magic based on what's already in your mind that he is. Very important. You know? So now we're on the weekend, baby. And it's funny, I want to say this too. I actually got that from an old Memphis commercial. There was this, for all my Memphis cats, rest in peace to Dolph. For all of my Memphis cats, back in the day, we used to have a old school R&B station called Smooth 101.1. You know, and early in the morning on the weekend, they'll be like, "It's the weekend, Memphis." You know, and even when it came to when I say you will be glad that you did, you know, I got that from a Memphis gospel radio host. Her name was Joan Golden. You know, for anybody who used to listen to WLOK back in the day, you know, the gospel station, you had this lady on there named Joan Golden, and she'll be like, you know, listen to our station, da da da, and you will be glad that you did. You know, so there's a lot of things that I do to pay homage to my city. You know, even though Memphis is a shell of what it used to be, I still have some very, very good memories about Memphis. You know, even though a lot of things I found out not too long ago that my elementary school has been torn down. So the only thing left that I have to remember that are those little tapes, that my dad had on a camcorder and recorded, some programs and some stuff that I was a part of at that school. So hopefully I can retrieve those tapes and turn them into a digital format. So just a little history about why I do some of the things that I do, you know. So we got Yemoya, and Yemoya is what's going to help us with our healing. You know, Yemoya is healing the brokenhearted. You know, and because again, this is the harvest that's around the corner. So it's like, yeah, we had to go through all of this, you know, but around the corner, in this winter solstice, a lot of us are going to receive some very well needed, well expected harvest. You know, that's what this is going to end up resulting in if this is the energy that you have. You know, and it's funny because this right here happens as a result of something else not working, something else not coming through. So you might have, the only reason why this opportunity right here was even available for you was because prior to this, you got fired from this job. You know, you got fired from this job and you was at home, you know, sullying and Yemoya is trying to give you a message of healing, you know. And then all of a sudden this opportunity comes. And it's like, damn, if I was still in that other situation, I wouldn't have even been able to get this. You know, I wouldn't have even been able to get this. You know? So at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. You know, Thanksgiving. This is the winter solstice this is a time for harvest. And a lot of us are going to be getting harvest. But first, there were some things that needed to be cleared out. First there were some things that needed to be cleared out. And then after these things were cleared out, now you got to reflect. You got to reflect to make sure that this doesn't happen again. And then once that happens, and you defeated this test, now you got your harvest. And to restore your courage, Yemoyah wants to tell you. Let's see what Yemoyah wants to tell you. This is what Yemoyah wants to tell you. Yemoyah wants to tell us that if we live our lives according to truth and justice, you will be rewarded with good karma. This wise teaching, where time is of the essence, so let us not lose it. Freedom of spirit, a reward for good work. Legal actions and conflicts are going to be in your favor. Along the road, we will find the true oasis, regardless of the obstacles or difficulties encountered. Let us do away with them. Let us use the intelligence and free will that we were given to help us and help our fellow human beings, respecting and loving them above all. So that's the message that Yemoyah wants to tell you. If you went through a whole bunch of devilish shit, and on Thanksgiving, around Thanksgiving, you get this opportunity of a lifetime, you get all of this, make sure that you keep this in mind so you won't go through another situation where you lose it all. And last but not least, let's see what Sunday has for us. So this is the 6 of air. Yup. And this is the 4 of earth reversed. Yup. And this is the reason why, because it's like the faster that you get this, and then you stop tapping in, you stop doing the spiritual things that you did when you was broke, the spiritual things that kept you tapped in because you was broke, you will surely fall and lose it all again. So everything is everything. Once you reflect on the things that you need to change, now it is time for you to make the exodus. 6 of air. For you're making this exodus, this mental exodus, because you want to self-improve. You want to have a healthy mind. You want to have a nurturing mind. You want to have your mind. You want your mind to represent the 6th house, the Virgo. You want your mind to represent Aquarius, Shango. A mind of a light warrior. So you getting this harvest. Now it's time for you to make this exodus. It's time for you to make this exodus, because now you're the GOAT. It's time for you to make this exodus because now you're the GOAT. And as long as you're tapped into spirit, there's nothing that you can't do. There's no danger that you're going to be in if you're tapped in. That's what this is about. This is you tapped into spirit. And then this is you listening to what everybody else, wisdom from everybody else that just wants to see you fail. And if you listen to the wisdom of these unenlightened people that want you to stay in the hood, you will surely fall. 4 of earth, you will surely fall. The GOAT will fall, and it's all because of your stagnation. So once this happens, you already know what to do. Leave the hood, 9 of earth. This is what I did when I left Memphis, and I still come back sometime to visit my family and stuff. But when it came to me going through my spiritual awakening so that I can become the person that I became today, I had to make this exodus because I understood in Memphis, you know, the stuff that I started to get interested in, I stuck out too much, you know. And you being around low vibrational people and you're the one that's shining, what happened to people like Young Dolph can happen to anybody, you know, because you stand out. And then when you get put in this industry, they're going to alienate you from the few friends, the few close friends that you do have, until they got you all by yourself, you know, and you're stagnant. You're mentally stagnant, and that's how they can get you. You know, that's how they can get you. And it was all because, you know, spiritually, you was no longer tapped in like you was at first when you was broke, and you didn't have no other choice but to be spiritually tapped in, because it wasn't like you had anything else going for yourself. You know, so definitely keep that in mind, my friends. And if you do, you will be glad that you did. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all for staying to the end and watching this forecast. I wish you all a very, very safe and happy Thanksgiving season. You know, a very safe and happy winter solstice. Like I said, I'm gonna try to do a live stream every week. You know, as long as y'all help me out with these donations and show me that this is some information that you all really want to know about. Because I got a lot of stuff to talk about. It's just me having the time and me having the financial resources to do so. So that's going to be up to y'all. And yeah, until next time, peace. What's up, y'all? I hope y'all enjoyed that video. And if you stayed to the end, I appreciate you. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, I want to redirect you to my Instagram page. I don't promote my Instagram page a lot, but as my subscriber count and things like that rise due to things like shadow banning and stuff like that, I'm hearing that a lot of people aren't getting my notifications when I go live on YouTube and stuff like that. So for all things BandClap TV, my Instagram page and my story are going to have all of the notifications and things like that when it comes to when I'm going live, when I'm going, when I'm releasing videos, when I'm releasing content. Also on my Instagram page, if you're curious about my reviews for my readings and stuff like that, as you can see on my Instagram, I have a lot of different testimonials and stuff like that. For those who don't know of me as an artist, I also have videos of me performing and stuff like that. I'll be putting out more stuff like that very, very soon. So I'm just trying to get as many people right now to go ahead and follow me on Instagram. That is BandClap TV. And also my Facebook and Snapchat, BandClap TV as well. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all. And like I always say, no matter what, you got to stay shining.